So when clients come to us at Lyme, one of the number one things that we do is nutritional therapy. And with nutritional therapy or nutritional coaching, whatever you want to call it, there is two parts to it, right? There's an art and there's a science that goes into actually helping someone with their nutrition. So today we're going to go over the art and the science of nutritional therapy and what that means for you as a client when you sign up with us. So first, let's talk about the science of nutritional therapy. Now, here's the thing. In today's day and age, there's a lot of different diets that people tout as a one-size-fits-all approach, and they go so far as to say everybody should eat this certain way. This is completely false and a huge problem that we see in the industry as people are just making up random diets and giving them silly names like Whole30 or paleo or vegan or keto diets, and they give these diets names. They tell people to all eat, every single person should eat in one single way, and that's just a completely flawed way of looking at it because we are all individuals that are unique in a lot of different ways. First, we have our genes, then we have our ethnicity or the area of the world that we're from. We also have different deficiencies or non-deficiencies, or maybe we're eating too much of certain things when it comes to micronutrients. Some of us aren't eating all the macronutrients, and there's just a whole different series of things that go into what we should be eating. You know, the amount of physical activity that we're using. And then when you get really deep down into it, you see that like if you're someone that's going to be a bodybuilder, you obviously need to eat completely different than someone that's trying to heal from a disease caused by microbes, right? So there's just a very different approach for each individual depending on that specific individual. That's why with a science-based approach, we always look at gathering data first, right? We're not just making broad decisions saying every single person should eat like this. No, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's just not how it works. Instead, we gather as much data as possible from the client first. Now, in some instances, that just means a long questionnaire that we give to them. They answer a bunch of questions about their current lifestyle, what they're currently eating, their goals, and a lot of questions about their individual person. Now, if we take it a step further in the science direction, sometimes we like to gather even more intense data, such as blood samples, urine samples, stool samples. That way we can see what's going on inside the body of the client. We can understand where their micronutrient levels are at, what needs to be increased, what we need to supplement with, what we need to focus on, especially if we're trying to heal somebody from something like Lyme disease. We always want to make sure that we have balanced levels, where everything is at the right level, and we have all of the nutrients that our body needs in order to heal. Because if we don't do that and we just tell everybody to eat the same way, you could be causing further harm rather than reversing the damage that the microbes are causing inside the body. And that is the last thing we want to do. We truly care about you and your health, so we have to take this approach where we're gathering as much as we can from you in order to then use it to give you recommendations, to tell you what to eat, to tell you what supplements to use, to tell you which herbs are going to work best for you and your situation. So it's so important that we have that that science-based perspective when we're helping our clients, because if we don't, we're just the same as everyone else who's trying to sell books and courses and stuff. They're just making up a broad-based solution, telling everybody to eat the same way. And the reason that they do that is so that they can sell more stuff, right? It's easier for people to explain to their friends through word of mouth, hey, I just started this new diet. This is exactly how it works. You do this, and this, right? And it works for everyone, which is never true. So it's a serious problem in this industry and it needs to stop. This is where the science-based approach comes into play with nutritional therapy, and it's very important that people start using this, especially as the world starts moving towards becoming healthier and healthier. We all need to realize that we are individuals. There's a lot of differences between us, even if you just look at it as your goals are likely different than my goals. If I'm trying to build muscle and build stamina and have a healthy heart, and maybe you're trying to heal from Lyme disease or beat some kind of illness, or maybe you have leaky gut syndrome, right? We can't be eating the same things we can, but it's not going to get the results that we're after. Now, if we didn't care about results and all we cared about was money and getting more clients, then that is exactly what we would do. We would come out with a book and say, everyone should eat this, everyone should do these exact things. That's just not how it works. We're all different. We all have different lifestyles, different goals, different ideas of how the world works. We all have different ethnicities and backgrounds and genes, and all of that comes into play when we look at the individual and how they should be eating. So that is the science side of everything. And then there's the art side of nutritional therapy, which is extremely important as well, because let's be honest, let's face the truth. The truth is, most of us know how to eat healthy. We know we should probably choose the salad rather than the hamburger from a fast food restaurant. However, sometimes we just don't do those things. And this is where the art-based approach comes into play, because we're really trying to fit healthy habits into your specific life, right? We're also looking at things like emotions, thought patterns, and thought processes, and habits in general, right? We're not just looking at this from a purely science-based approach and saying, eat this, you have to eat this, right? We're looking at you as a person. You have thoughts, you have feelings, you have family, you have things going on all around you all the time. It's very hard to eat a certain way if your entire family is not on board with you. So we have to at least find something that's healthy for everyone, that everyone likes to eat, and then we can work that into your meal plan and make sure that that's what you are trying to eat every day. So you don't have to disappoint your family, or you don't have to cook multiple different meals for your different family members. I know how that can be, and that's just one way that the art side of things comes into play. And it's all about fitting the pieces of the puzzle together for you in your individual life. It's less about gathering data like on the science side, and it's more about really understanding the individual and making the pieces fit together so that they can see progress without completely just trying to flip their life upside down, because that can be overwhelming and it doesn't work. For example, if I go to you and say, okay, starting tomorrow, you're gonna be a vegan, and you are a person that has 3 kids and a husband, and you're trying to make everybody happy, but you just completely change your diet to being a vegan overnight. Now, you don't know what to eat. You don't know what to buy at the store. You don't know what to cook for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You don't know how to feed your kids a different meal than yourself, and you're going crazy trying to figure all that out. What are the chances of your success? Well, I would say they're pretty small, because you're likely going to give up when you realize how difficult it is to just completely switch everything overnight. Now, if we take that same person and instead of saying you have to eat completely vegan, we say, what are you eating now? And then we try to bridge the gap by saying, well, instead of this, why don't we try this? Or instead of that, why don't we add this? Or, oh, you like to eat this one thing? Why don't we add more of that in, since you like it and it's healthy for us and it gives you these specific micronutrients that you need in your diet anyway? Why don't we do that? So it all comes down to really understanding people and their motivations and what causes them to want to do better, right? A person with no kids that's single, that just wants to heal and is working very hard in their career is a little bit different than the stay-at-home mom who's trying to raise her family successfully while running around taking the kids to soccer practice. They're just different people, and it takes a different approach. It takes a different kind of viewpoint and an art to then mold a nutritional therapy program to that specific individual based on their current life circumstances. And that is the art aspect of nutritional coaching. So together, you have the art and the science of nutritional coaching. You cannot go wrong. You are absolutely optimizing a nutritional program for that specific individual, rather than trying to fit everybody into a simple box so you can sell more books and courses. So I hope this video helps you out. You start to see that this is the way that nutritional therapy was designed to work, and there's a lot of hucksters out there that are throwing around terrible ideas that are kind of, they have a good heart, they have the good ideas in mind, right? They're not trying to hurt people by creating a healthy diet. However, they sometimes just take it too far and say everybody should be eating a certain way, and that's just simply not true. And you know that's correct, because anytime someone says everybody should do a certain thing, it usually should raise a red flag. And you go, wait a second, everybody? Like, we're very different. And ignoring that is really at the peril of many people. So don't forget that you are an individual, and you need that individualized approach if you want to actually have a successful nutritional program for yourself. So hopefully this video gets you thinking a little bit and you start to think, wow, okay, so this is what I need, because it's just true. That's what everybody needs. If I were to tell everybody to eat the same way I eat, they could be eating too many calories. It could, the list is so long of the problems that could happen if I tell everybody to eat the same way I eat, especially if they're trying to heal from Lyme disease and I've already been healed from Lyme disease for 5 years. It doesn't jive very well. So it's just a different approach based on the individual, and that's all you have to know. So go out there, crush it, find a nutritional program that works perfectly for you. And if you're interested, we're doing the Lyme Wars 6-week challenge coming up soon. So you can click the link in the description. It'll take you to a page where you can sign up for free to learn more about the 6-week challenge. The Lyme Wars 6-week challenge is going to be launching very soon. And you can also go to LymeDiseaseWars.com/6, and that's where you'll see the sign up. So go ahead, sign up, and we'll get you some nutritional coaching that actually works. And I'll see you there. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Ryan Kearns, and I'll see you in the next video.